For as long as humans have looked up, one presence has always been there, silent, steady, and impossibly bright. The moon. It pulls our tides, lights our nights, and shapes the rhythm of life itself. But what if this familiar companion shouldn't exist at all? What if our moon was never meant to be here? A cosmic accident so unlikely that, without it, Earth itself might have turned into a completely different world? Tonight, we'll explore a mystery written across the sky. How did we end up with the moon we were never meant to have? From the moment astronauts first set foot on its dusty surface in 1969, scientists have struggled with a simple question: where did it come from? Every other moon in our solar system seems to fit a pattern. Mars' tiny moons. Phobos and Deimos are captured asteroids. Jupiter and Saturn have swarms of natural satellites, born with their planets. But Earth's moon was different. It's too large compared with its planet. It orbits at just the right distance to create total solar eclipses. A coincidence. It's almost unheard of anywhere else. And chemically, it's nearly identical to Earth's outer layers, as if someone peeled part of our planet away and hung it in the sky. The leading idea is known as the giant impact hypothesis, a story of fire, collision, and rebirth. Roughly 4.5 billion years ago, just after Earth formed, our solar system was still a violent neighborhood. Planets were young, unstable, and constantly colliding. Among them was a Mars-sized world astronomers now call Theia. In one catastrophic moment, Theia slammed into the early Earth at more than 20,000 miles per hour. The collision was so intense that both worlds melted. Mountains of rock vaporized. Oceans boiled away. A colossal plume of molten debris blasted into orbit around what was left of Earth. Within weeks, gravity gathered that debris into a single glowing sphere, our moon. It's a theory so dramatic it almost feels mythological, yet the evidence points strongly in its favor. Samples from Apollo missions show the moon's rocks are almost chemically identical to Earth's mantle. The ratio of oxygen isotopes, like a planetary fingerprint, matches perfectly. No other explanation fits that data as neatly as a shared origin born from a cosmic impact. But even this elegant theory leaves scientists uneasy. If the moon came from Earth's own material, why does it have less iron than we do? Why is its orbit unusually stable, instead of decaying or drifting chaotically? And most importantly, what happened to Theia? Computer simulations suggest that Theia didn't survive the collision intact. Either it was completely absorbed into Earth, becoming part of our planet's metallic core, or fragments of it still linger inside the moon itself. In 2019, seismic data from kilometers below our feet. If that's true, then part of an alien planet is literally inside us, and part of it still circles above us. Earth and Theia fused forever into a double world. Without that impact, Earth might have remained slower spinning, atmosphere poor, and perhaps even uninhabitable. In other words, the catastrophe that created the moon may also have created the conditions for life itself. For decades, scientists believed the giant impact story was the final answer. It explained so much, and the shared chemistry, the missing iron, the moon's perfect distance. But as our instruments became more precise, the story began to crack. The more closely we looked, the stranger the moon became. New data from lunar samples revealed that the isotopes in moon rocks weren't just similar to Earth's, they were identical. Too identical. If Theia had truly been a separate planet, its materials should have left a unique chemical signature mixed into the debris. But there was none. It was as if the moon and Earth had been made from exactly the same stuff, down to the smallest atomic detail. This puzzle led to a radical new idea. What if the impact didn't simply throw debris into orbit, but completely vaporized both worlds into a shared cloud of molten rock and gas? Scientists call this state a synestia, a giant spinning, donut-shaped cloud that once encircled the early Earth. Inside that fiery ring, temperatures reached thousands of degrees. Over time, as the cloud cooled, droplets of molten stone condensed and merged, forming the moon from the outer regions while Earth reformed at the center. In this version, Earth and moon weren't just born together. They were once the same object, briefly melted into one enormous body before splitting apart again. It's a breathtaking concept, that for a moment in cosmic history, Earth and the moon were one continuous sea of fire. This model explains why their isotopes are identical, because they were never separate to begin with. It also helps explain why the moon is poor in volatile elements like water and sodium. They simply boiled away in that inferno. But even this theory doesn't answer everything. Why is the moon's orbit so circular? And why does it still have regions with strange magnetic anomalies buried deep beneath the surface? Some scientists began exploring an even stranger idea. What if the moon wasn't formed in a single cataclysm, but through multiple smaller collisions spread over millions of years? Each impact would have ejected bits of molten Earth into space, slowly gathering into several mini-moons that later merged into one. It's a slow-motion creation story, less like a single explosion, more like a cosmic sculpture carved by time. Computer models show this process could produce a moon with exactly the mass and orbit we see today, while keeping the chemical fingerprints nearly identical to Earth. But there's another possibility that takes the mystery even further. What if the moon wasn't born here at all? Some astronomers have speculated that it could have once been a wandering body, a rogue satellite captured by Earth's gravity. This would explain some of its oddities, but the chemistry argues against it. Still, the idea lingers, because capture events do happen in our solar system. Neptune's moon Triton, for instance, was once a dwarf planet that strayed too close and was pulled into orbit. If something similar happened here, it would mean our moon is an Earth child. It's a stolen one. The truth for now remains suspended somewhere between these theories. Each one answers a few questions and raises new ones. The more we learn about the moon, the less ordinary it becomes. Every crater, every rock sample, every orbit seems to whisper the same thing. The story isn't finished. The moon we see tonight may be a survivor of multiple worlds, a monument to the chaos that shaped the solar system, and perhaps a clue to why we exist at all.